We have an urgent matter to discuss. I received a letter. The garden, and thus the garden piano, is in danger. The letter accuses us of not adhering to the laws that apply to allotment gardens in Germany. It states that during an inspection conducted from the path, it was visually determined that we do not have enough cultivated area for growing fruits, vegetables, essentially edible plants. If we do not rectify this issue within a month, we face termination, and the garden will be history, at least for me. Good morning, by the way. Today is the 16th of May, Friday. A few years ago, such a letter would have made me sad and angry. Today, I think to myself, let's stay calm and cheerful and examine the facts. According to the law, allotment gardens should cultivate fruits, vegetables, herbs, essentially edible plants, on about 1/3 of their area. Fruit trees, of course, count as well. That's why I've displayed an empty bar at the bottom of the screen, which will fill up as the video progresses. The bar represents this 1/3. If we can fill it, everything is fine. If not, we need another solution. So I multiply the diameter of this daisy here by the length of another daisy. Just kidding. Let's assume they have an almost spherical crown. So they also have an almost circular base area. I measure the radius, square it, and multiply by the number pi. Thus I have the base area of the cherry tree, which is about 24 square meters, corresponding to 32% of the area we need to fill. That's already something. Next is the apple tree here. Since we have 2 apple trees, the same game again. The diameter of the small apples already hanging on, it is more than 1 centimeter. Then we have another bed that beautifully curves around the corner here. Potatoes are growing here, which you can't see yet. I'll show them in the next videos when they grow. Then there are radishes and chard. I hope I spell it correctly. A bit of garden cress is also growing here and rhubarb. So we fulfilled a few more percent here. I wonder if the legal regulations in other countries are interpreted as strictly as they are here. What do you think? In between, I also want to trim back the hops behind the garden shed a bit. Otherwise, they grow up to the gutter and the mice climb up on them. What do I have for lunch today? A bit of salt, then stir and enjoy outside. A 20-minute nap, preferably indoors today, as it's drizzling occasionally, and that makes me happy, of course. The young tits and their parents are doing well. They chirp louder every day. Soon the nest will be empty again, and after cleaning it will have space for a new family. I love herbs. Thyme, rosemary, sage and spearmint. We'll need those later for the garden tea, I promised. You're probably wondering most of all how the new album is coming along. In the background, the piece Zwielicht is playing, fitting for today's weather. The last two pieces are also progressing. For Fels, I already have 1 page of sheet music and ideas for the structure. The strawberries. They are, of course, among the greatest delicacies here in the garden. They grow bigger every day and slowly take on a reddish color. This piece of land here also helps us fill the bar. That's looking very good, isn't it? What grows here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grapevines, with light grapes suitable for juice or wine. I also planted a grapevine on the garden shed. It bears delicious seedless rose grapes in the summer that you can just let grow in your mouth. The grapes also count and help us fill the bar further. In the garden shed, I now sit next to the piano and carefully add everything up. What remains? A small question mark is still left. We are missing about 10% to meet the legal requirements. It would be nice if we could see each other again in the next video and think about how we can fill these 10%, which corresponds to about 7 to 8 square meters of cultivated area. I already have some ideas, and I'm also open to suggestions and inspiration from you. We'll still brew the promised garden tea, then I'll sit back at the piano, and that's ultimately what I and my channel stand for. Goodbye. I look forward to another video. Yours, Tom. You're probably then stir and enjoy a 20-minute nap, preferably indoors today, as it is among the greatest deliciousies. This piece of land here also how we can fill these 10%. I'll sit back at the pier. Ruhe da hinten.